From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, David Payne.
Well, not a tornado, but we'll call this kind of a dust, kind of a smoke-nado from southwestern Oklahoma today. What's happening here? Well, this was a controlled burn that took place, right? So it's black. It absorbs a lot of heat being black. And then you get lift coming off that, and you get a little wind to flow in to where the air is being taken from there up to there, and it starts to fill in from the sides, starts to spin, and you get a smoke-nado. Sure, why not, right? So that's what's going on today in southwestern Oklahoma. Let's go back to Blaine County there, and this shot taken just a few minutes ago from Kylie Ray as the sun was setting, looking off, towards Hitchcock there, west of Hitchcock, and look at the glow on the horizon. Looking at satellite here, this fire is actually a little bit larger now than what it was about an hour ago because the black dot is a little bit bigger. All right, so that's not good. Not much wind out there, but it's in a bad area to fight a fire, right? We have crews from Dewey County, Major County, and Blaine County hitting this thing, but it's been hard to get to. Not many roads in that area, right? It's kind of rough terrain and not the easiest place to get to. All right, so rainfall for July for Oklahoma City. We had a trace, that didn't count, last Friday, right? So nothing at Will Rogers. It all shut off after the first 10 days of June, and the last 30 days, there have been pockets of heavy rain, but this all began really, talking about really mid-June on. The drought, it's coming back. We're obviously very dry, and by next week, the drought is going to expand even more. So it's what we call a flash drought. It's a quick drought. We went from a lot of rain the first 10 days of June to no rain, basically, now in nearly a month. So today's highs, lots of 100s here in Oklahoma City, officially 101. All right, here in Oklahoma City, 85 degrees. That is it. Lots of 80s out there. A few 90s still hanging on at 10 o'clock. By-size at 90 degrees. 89 in Altus, 82 in Ardmore, 90 over in Shawnee. So it is still hot at 10. This is how it's going to be for a while, okay? The heat dome's moving back overhead. It's strengthening. You don't want to be underneath it, but we are, and a good chunk of the country is underneath it, except for the far north and the Great Lakes. Actually, it's nice and cool here, but hey, we are where we are, and the heat is just going to build. We're going to get hotter. Now, there's going to be a weak front and maybe some showers coming up Sunday morning. It's a low chance. It won't help us any. It's not going to be anything to help us much at all, but there might be some clouds and a few showers coming up Sunday morning. But the big story is that the heat dome builds and we just continue to get hotter. Now, hot next week, the hottest we've been, some of these days coming up, the hottest we've been since 2012, coming our way next week. The heat dome for the last week of the month, some data suggests this goes west. We get a dip in the jet and we bring in some, we'll call it not as hot weather, but that is not until like the 26th, 27th, and 28th of July. Until then, we're cooking. All right, lows tonight in the 70s, south breeze, highs tomorrow, back to the 100s, hot, hot, hot. Hottest in the west, but we're all going to be hot tomorrow. High Saturday, low 100s, heat advisory really each and every day. I think we end up with heat warnings eventually coming our way. All right, so 101 tomorrow, 102 on Saturday, 103 on Sunday. There's that slight chance for a shower in the morning, 100 on Monday. Look at next Tuesday, Wednesday, not record highs, but 106 Tuesday, 107 on Wednesday. And then, again, it just gets worse. We drop it down a few degrees and right back up. Morning lows near 80. So this is that kind of a drought, and this is that kind of a heat wave that if you work outside or even if you don't, need to check on the pets, need to check on the elderly. And I think water rationing is going to be a big deal over the next several weeks. I think that's going to be a big problem. Farmers and ranchers, you know, they're now beginning to be a world of hurt with a lack of feed and grass that's just now burning up, so the cattle and everything else can't feed on it.
All right.